Today, we're going to completely challenge everything you thought you knew about your own mind. I mean, we all walk around every single day trusting our memories implicitly, right? We base our biggest decisions, our relationships, and literally our very identities on the things we remember happening to us. But what if the foundation of all that trust is actually just an illusion? We're exploring an incredible piece of research today titled The Architect of Forgotten Truths. And let me tell you, it is going to fundamentally change the way you view your own past.
So, think about it for a second. Is your absolute clearest childhood memory actually real? I want you to picture it right now in your head. You can probably perfectly picture that specific moment, right down to the tiniest details. Maybe you can see the exact kind of faded wallpaper color in your childhood kitchen. You can hear the exact words your parents said. Or maybe you distinctly remember your sister breaking that expensive vase, even though she swears up and down to this day it was you. It plays in your mind with absolute high-definition clarity. And because it feels so vivid, so incredibly detailed, you just naturally assume it's 100% accurate. It feels like a literal historical record.
But here is where things get truly wild. As jarring as it sounds, modern neuroscience has a massive reality check for us. That event probably never happened that way at all. The science actually indicates that those flawless, vivid mental images you're holding onto are, well, they're likely a complete illusion. You might have the general gist of the event right, sure, but those crystal clear details, the wallpaper, the exact phrasing of the conversation, they are in all likelihood entirely fabricated by your own mind.
Section 1. The memory illusion.
To really understand what's happening inside your head, we have to look at what the source material calls the myth of the flawless archive. You know, it's just human nature to walk around believing our brains are these permanent, flawless archives of our personal histories. We kind of think of our minds like a massive, perfectly organized filing cabinet, just capturing facts exactly as they occurred and securely locking them away so we can grab them later. But modern research is actively, totally dismantling this myth. Our brains simply do not work like a secure data storage facility. Not at all.
Section 2. Not a tape record.
To grasp why this whole filing cabinet idea is totally off base, we need a better comparison. The old way of thinking was the tape recorder model. You know, the idea that memory is a permanent, flawless archive that just hits record when something happens and play when you want to remember it. But the science gives us a much more accurate model. Your memory is actually a creative editor. Your mind isn't some passive tape recorder, it's a highly creative editor that's dynamically and actively rewriting the script of your past to fit your present. Section 3. The 7 Sins. To explain this intensely reconstructive nature of the brain, researchers point to a really fascinating concept known as the 7 sins of memory. Yep, 7 of them. Our brains are committing these little sins constantly. We're talking about things like misattribution, where you remember an event super clearly, but you accidentally attribute it to the completely wrong time or person. Or suggestibility, where outside information actively comes in and overwrites your original memory. The brain is basically constantly pulling apart pieces of the past and stitching them back together in ways that just aren't entirely faithful to the original event.
Now, what's really interesting about these features, the actual creation of completely false memories and the everyday tendency to actively misremember details, is how we tend to interpret them. Normally, we'd look at this list and think, wow, the human brain is deeply flawed. We look at misremembering or creating false memories as glitches in the system, right? Like errors that need to be fixed. But the researchers argue the exact opposite. These aren't glitches at all. These are the active, purposeful tools your brain uses to reconstruct reality. Your brain is intentionally designed to be reconstructive, not reproductive.
Section 4. An evolutionary feature. So if our brain is purposely altering our memories, why? I mean, why would our minds evolve a system that seemingly lies to us about our own lives? Well, the answer is profoundly beautiful. It's all about emotional resilience. The source defines this as the evolutionary adaptation of the mind to rewrite the past in order to protect one's present identity and maintain psychological agility. Your creative editor isn't lying to you maliciously. It's altering painful, overwhelming, or inconvenient truths to safeguard exactly who you are today. It's quite literally a defense mechanism built directly into our biology.
Let's actually walk through exactly how this step-by-step evolutionary adaptation works to keep us functioning. First, we experience some sort of trauma or difficult event. Second, instead of logging it perfectly, our creative editor steps in and actively rewrites the past. Maybe it softens a blow, shifts the blame a little, or blurs a really terrifying detail. Third, and this is absolutely crucial, this editing process allows us to avoid becoming completely paralyzed by perfectly accurate trauma. Think about it. If we remembered every single painful detail of our lives with tape recorder accuracy, the psychological weight would crush us. We literally wouldn't be able to function. So step 4, by misremembering, we're able to maintain an agile, forward-thinking mind. It's how we survive.
I really want to focus on this exact quote from the research, because it just perfectly summarizes our whole explainer today. Quote, "Your memory isn't a tape recorder. It is a highly creative editor actively rewriting your past to protect your present identity." Unquote. I love that because it completely reframes the so-called bug of misremembering. It is absolutely not a bug. It's a brilliant, highly sophisticated protective feature of human survival. We misremember so that we can keep moving forward.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this really provocative thought to chew on. Knowing what you know now about the active, reconstructive nature of your mind, what parts of your present identity have been edited by your brain to protect you today? Which of your foundational, vivid memories are actually just brilliant illusions crafted by the architect of forgotten truths to keep you moving forward? I really hope this radically changes how you view your very next vivid memory.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button and join our community of bridge builders. Let's keep exploring the weird and wonderful ways our psychology shapes who we are today. See you in the next one.